Okay guys, I'm going to be doing right now the review for Batman The Dark Knight. I can't really tell if I'm centered or off-centered right now, so... Alright, well, what I have here is a list of pros and cons of Batman The Dark Knight, and I don't want anybody to get angry over this review, but if you feel you must, and you have something to say about my review about Batman The Dark Knight, go right ahead and say something. Alright. Now what I'm going to tell you is the cons, okay? Alright. Actually, before even the cons, let me talk about, first of all, some of the director, some of the actors in this movie. I think it was just so-so with acting. It didn't really appeal to me too much. Alright, but I'm gonna... I think what I should talk about right now is the cons, though. Alright. Alright, so the first thing is, first of all, I didn't exactly know how they got to the beginning they got to. Okay? So that means, like, this movie had some bad transition. Or it had no transition at all. Alright? I guess I just would prefer that a Batman movie would have it. I'm sure there are movies out there that I think that they wouldn't need it. But I think I would need it for this movie. I want to know how they start off with this movie the way they did. Alright. No Katie Holmes. Well, what went on with this? Okay? Well, I figured it out eventually that Katie Holmes had decided to do another movie, but and that one sold crap. By the way. Oh, and I'm sure she feels like crap too, but she did the right thing, I think. She didn't break a deal, and that's what the whole thing was actually about. She wasn't in breach of a contract, and she was contracted. Alright. Batman's girlfriend dies. You know, I think this is more of a bad thing, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me decide this, because I'm swaying more to the bad on this one. I don't think his girlfriend should have died so soon. Alright? Alright. I'm not really gaga over the acting in this movie, you know. I've seen good acting before in other movies. I mean, I'm just not gaga about it, you know. Alright. Cliffhanging end. Well, it's probably to be expected, but it's not like it's a good thing still, you know. Alright, so Scarecrow is still alive. Watch out, guys. This is actually a bad thing, because I think that Scarecrow could have still had more of a part in this movie. I think they could have actually put 3 villains in this movie. I mean, even though they did put 3 villains in this movie. But you know what I'm saying. I could have given Scarecrow a little more of a part. A little more. Not too much more. Okay. And those are the cons. Now, the pros. I actually really like the line where the Joker says, "You know how I got this scar?" And then Batman goes, "No, but I know how you got this one." Alright, that was an excellent line. There are quite a few excellent lines in the movie. And there are quite a few excellent action sequences, too. Okay? I think there was an equal amount of time spent with heroes and villains, especially with certain scenes, okay? Well, except for Scarecrow. Alright? I mean, they did pretty good. Alright? The stunts were pretty cool, especially where the 18-wheeler flips over. This was pretty cool. I like that scene. And even though, like, Katie Holmes wasn't in there, I think that the girl did kind of so-so with the part. I mean, it's not like she really lasted that long, or you could tell if she really could have been a great actor or anything like that. So they basically just killed that character off within, I don't know, maybe what, 45 minutes of the movie. All right. So what else? Two-Face. I did want to talk about the villains. Okay, the villains' costumes were actually pretty good, but I kind of wished that Two-Face had a little better one too. I don't know if some of you agree with me or not. I also think that uh, the Joker, who made a pretty good villain. I mean, I started to really hate the freaking guy, you know, because he was just sitting there burning up a whole bunch of money, you know. Yeah, I think his costume was actually pretty good. Uh, Anything else I want to talk about with this movie? The directing was, I would say, it was probably like a 7. But in totality, though, I would actually give this movie, which I thought was still pretty good, a 7.5. So, if you guys have any comments you'd like to say about this movie, The Dark Knight. Oh, another thing I'd like to add too was the scenery. The scenery was very well. It was well done. I mean, of course, the same guy directed this movie as the previous Batman, so you know that's what you're gonna get. It was what I expected at least. All right. Well, is this, is Batman really the best superhero movie out there? Well, I don't know. That I think is a good question you might want to ask yourself. Alright, is Batman the best hero out there? Or is he even a hero? I consider him a hero, but I think he's a lot like an anti-hero. Because, he's not like he's a cop or anything, you know? So if you guys have any comments and you want to comment on this video, please do. And don't forget to rate, and don't forget to chat. Whatever. Thank you for watching my review.